Welcome back. If you're joining us, we are just starting a wonderful conversation with a guest that is seated across me. I'm so curious. I'm not even asking him too many questions because I want you guys to be here and witness with me as we interview Ebuka Bachelor, aka Henry, but he's the only one who can introduce himself as best. So let's meet Ebuka Bachelor. Hi, Henry.
Hi, Maureen. How are you?
I'm good. I've said so many names. I'm even confused, and I know there will be more. Yeah. So karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Here on the nest.
Thank you.
Yes, we are very, very happy to have you.
I'm glad to be here too.
Yes. Could you introduce yourself to the guests
and
to our viewers?
All right. All right. My real names are Ebuka Henry. My stage name is Ebuka Bachelor. I'm a stand-up comedian, an IT, I will not say guru, but I'm in the IT sector. Yeah. I write books. I have 2 books published.
Wow.
Here in Kenya. I do events. I'm an event organizer. I'm also a model, former Mr. Africa Nazarene University for 2 years straight.
Nice.
I think that's basically what I'm about.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a man of many talents. Let's put it that way. I like to try.
Yes.
I see something. Yeah. My mind tells me that it's possible. I do it. I try it out. I'm also an entrepreneur. Yeah. So basically.
Wow. Author, entrepreneur, model, a man of many things. This is so admirable.
Thank you.
Because I feel like whenever we're growing up, we become so scared. And you know, when you're a kid, you want to explore. And you remind me of just a kid who wants to try and see what works for them.
Yes.
And it's so amazing and refreshing to see, you know, a man like you doing exactly that.
Thank you.
Especially, you know, knowing where we come from with our African parents. It's either you're this, you're that, or you're this, nothing else. All right, so who is Henry? Where were you born? What kind of, growing up did you experience? Do you have siblings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm from Nigeria, originally from Nigeria, born and bred in Nigeria. I came to Kenya to study, and I'm the firstborn of, I think, 4 or 5 children.
The ones you know of.
I am not sure right now, because when I left, we were 4.
Yeah.
But every time I call home and I hear children crying, I ask my parents, "Who are those?" They say it's for your neighbor.
Goodness.
But those 2 children look like me, so I cannot say for sure.
Wow.
How many we are right now? Let me just say 4 or 5 thereabouts. So I'm from firstborn of 4 to 5 children.
Okay.
My mom is a pastor. My dad is a bad boy. My dad is a bad boy. So I don't know how the, because every time my father's friends come home, you know, have you ever been in a gathering where your father's friends are talking about what your father used to do as a young boy? Yeah. So my father is always telling them to shh, to keep quiet. So I know 1 or 2 things about my dad. So it's about, but my mom, that one, everybody always talk about how spiritual she is. Yeah. So I grew up in a very strict Christian family. My life was very simple, from church, home, school. A triangle. So I didn't really do much. The first talent I discovered was playing football.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah, football. That was the only thing I knew I was going to do as a kid. But you know, as you mentioned earlier, the African family mentality. Yeah. My son must be a doctor, must be a lawyer. Even the computer science or the IT I did, that was my parents' dream. From the get-go. I don't know what made them, because every other parent wanted their children to become doctors, lawyer, and so, but my parents wanted me to do IT. I don't know if it was because my mom is very spiritual. So I always feel like it's a, so maybe the Lord told her I was supposed to go into the IT world. I don't know. So, but they've always been very specific about me doing IT. Okay. And when I came to Kenya, I came to love it. It was interesting, dealings with ones and twos, binary numbers. So it was very interesting at the beginning. So yes. So basically.
Wow, this is so interesting, and I have to give props to your mom, because I'm a mother. And the older I'm growing, the more I realize that I'm the net. These children will fall off. True. And so I've discovered my spiritual world and realizing that, hey, these kids, if I don't pray for them, then no one else will.
Yeah, true.
And it's amazing, and I'm sure a lot of the qualities that you have, even just by interacting with you, you can see the kind of raising up that you experienced. And I think, again, I'm also admiring you for coming from one point. I can only imagine relocating to another country and thriving there. So kudos to you.
it was not that easy. Hey, it was crazy. My first
could you tell us like the experience? My
first 3 years when I got to Kenya, what's the agent that brought me here told my parents, because my friend, my classmate in high school came here first. Yes. It was like it was here for like 3-6 months before I came in.
Oh, okay.
Told my father, like the guy told his father that place is nice, it's really good. Like Kenya has the best weather. Things are very cheap in Kenya. Yeah. You don't have problems. Everybody's lovely. Yeah. So my father got to here. Then the agent told my dad, the school fees is just 100,000 in naira. Yeah. And shillings is stronger than naira.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So my father is a very calculative person. So when he checked the books, he checked his books, his income and everything. He said, this is very affordable. It's almost like paying a school fees in Nigeria. Yeah. Let my son go. Then I got here, shock on me and my family. Hey. Everything was different. The price for education, everything was, Kenya was times, at that time, when I joined, I think Kenyan shillings to naira was times 5. Yeah. So everything was really expensive. So it was at that time, even my first semester in Kenya, in Nazarene, I didn't do exams. Wow. It was that bad. Could not feed, could not study. Even I had to leave the school at some point to squat with a couple of my friends. Now that is where the whole discovering myself started. Yeah. Then my friends were like, you're funny, you make us laugh in the hostel. Try stand-up comedy. Then I joined the ANU Drama Club. That's where everything started for me. So at the ANU Drama Club, we have these competitions we do, Kenya Drama Festivals. Where there's the acting, the comedy category, the mime, So that's where I was slotted into do comedy. I was slotted into do acting. So let's say basically discovered myself here in Kenya. Yeah.
Good. Again, I'm just thinking of my uni days and having come from such difficult, basically the landing was quite all over the place, and you're thinking, this is it. Yes. I'll never be able to pursue my dreams. And then here you are with your friends encouraging you and seeing you. And you know how it goes. And we've heard so many stories about guys who join universities, maybe straight from either the village or other countries, and instead of having positive influence, you find that they get lost in some really unspeakable things. Some get into crime, some even get recruited. I've heard, these are stories I've heard, into devil worshipping and whatever. What kept you going, other than your friends telling you, hey, Henry, you can do this, you can do that? But I'm sure there's something within you that maybe you can see, where did it come from? Is it the way you were raised, or is it just your personality?
I think that would be fully dependent on my mother's prayers. One. And how, like, my life is basically, I've seen miracles happen in my family as a whole. So I know whatever I was going through at that time, and I've had a lot of testimonies of people going through 1, 2, 3 things before they become who they're supposed to be. So that kept me going. I knew whatever I was going through was to sharpen me for something. Then I think the whole drama thing also helped. When I joined, I played into that role nicely. So I saw, oh, okay, so I can do this. So as much as I was going through what I was going through, art was keeping me alive. You know, when you're doing something and you're making progress, those small wins during the drama festival, the first competition I did, I was position 3, Kenya, the full level of Kenya. So, and then when I went to my first modeling competition at Laser Hill, 2016 thereabout, the first one I did, I won the competition. I had never modeled before. So all those
Yes.
bit of miracles
Yeah.
was keeping me grounded.
Yes.
So I knew if I focused on 1, 2, 3 things, people would. I was getting good love. I was getting support. I was getting the attention of the school.
Yeah.
So it was making sense. As much as I was going, I was dying.
Yes.
I was alive on the second side. So I think that kept me. That kept me sane.
Yeah.
The whole art thing from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Those were always the happiest days of my life.
Oh, because you're doing what you love doing.
Yes. So during the day, I try to survive, make sure that I eat from 1 or 2 places. But from 5 p.m., I'm happy.
That is so amazing. You mentioned you were Mr. Africa Nazarene for 2 years.
Yes.
Walk us through that.
So when I won Mr. Lisa Hill, now of course a big shout out to all my friends.
Yeah.
You know, there's one thing to have talent, and there's one thing for your friends to believe in your talent.
True.
That is I think that has been my greatest strength. Because having a circle that believes that Henry can do this, Henry do this. This is what you can do. We support you fully.
Yeah.
As much as, because when you're about to start something new, there's the fear.
True.
Everybody goes through that fear. You're like, can I do this?
Yeah.
Will I fail?
Yeah.
But your friends are there telling you, if you know you fail, we are here.
It's true.
We are with you.
True.
Even the clothes I used, I borrowed a pants from this guy,
yeah.
a shirt from this guy, a bow tie from this guy.
Yeah.
So everything was like I didn't own anything.
Yeah.
I borrowed. The only thing I owned was my body.
Which is very important.
Every other thing was borrowed.
Yes.
So I think my friends played a very big role in me being so after I won that the Mr. Lisa Hill, then they were like, now we have done with, because I think the Laser Hill thing was a high school event.
Laser Hill, yes.
So once I was done with it, like, you can do Nazarene, because that is a stepping stone for Nazarene. Then I went to compete.
Yeah.
Then I won the first time I did, I was first runner up or second runner up, but the second year, I was Mr. Africa Nazarene University. So that shifted, that blew me out of proportion.
Yeah,
because it's a big ceremonial title in school.
Yeah,
when you go, hey, Mr. Naz, I started getting things for free. Now that title took me out of, well, let's say poverty a bit.
Yeah, it comes with some glam as well.
Everybody wants to interact with me.
Yeah.
If there's any event, I'm always there.
Yeah.
Because if they want to invite me, they want to feel like, oh, I'm with Mr. Naz.
Yeah.
So I started getting free food, free accommodation, free. So from there, I was able to balance things, to able to get my feet.
Yeah. Look at that, your mom's prayers. I'm sure, because I just keep putting myself in your mom's shoes and imagining my son in a completely different country, and then the favor and the little miracles you're talking about. So it's really incredible to hear that.
Thank you.
All right. So have you pursued it further, or how has modeling been for you? Because I'm very familiar with the modeling world.
All right.
When I was in uni, funny enough, I used to train people. I was in Kenyatta University, law school. So I used to train people, and I did modeling myself. I think I still do, but mine went through, I started with runway, then shows, especially wedding shows, and then later on I got into commercial, full-time commercial, like billboards and
that's
TV
where the money is.
Literally, that I raised myself, you know, and that's why I told you, your story is so familiar. I feel like you were living parallel lives, but different times. So I really appreciate just hearing where you are. The modeling. Did you just say, okay, let me stop here, let me try pursue other things, or leave the stage? Because I feel like you could do so much more in terms of, obviously, it could have been easy if you're Kenyan citizen, now with the Mr. World and all that. I don't know, I feel like you would fit so well.
After I finished the whole modeling thing, the whole uni, I did a couple of other competitions. Some I won, some I was first runner, but I was between that bracket. Then I moved I signed up with a modeling firm. It's called Moches. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Heard of it.
Moches,
yes.
one of one of the biggest modeling firms right now.
Yeah.
So what I do in Muches, I started as a model, but right now I train and I run their events.
Nice.
The last Nairobi Fashion Week, I was I was the brain behind it. The training of the models, the whole presentation of how the models were supposed to go on stage, what they were supposed to do.
Nice.
I was the one that I was in charge of that.
Yeah.
So apart from that, I also ventured into commercial. My last gig was I did with Spotify.
Nice.
last year.
Yeah.
Yes. So I do once in the commercial part of it is when the money comes, it comes in bulk.
It's true.
Then but before you get another one like that, that's another story.
You have to be smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do sometimes, but modeling is not it's a by the way. It's not as challenging as I'm a person that encourages new challenges. Yeah. If I find it something too easy, I push it to the bottom of the list.
Yeah. Or you let other people experience it. It's unfair. It's unfair. Again, same thought process. Because if you're good at something, then train people. You become the teacher. Wonderful. IT. How has that been for you? I know you completed uni and you've been pursuing other things around it. Again, walk us through that.
IT. When I joined Nazarene, hey, it was crazy. The theory part of everything was easy. I find theory easy. Yeah. Because my mom did agricultural science. So I've always been good with theories. Anything that has to do with, because after school, we used to do home lessons with her. Okay. Yes. So she always made sure we understood whatever we've done in class. Yes. So most of the things I did in primary school, secondary school were mostly theories. So I was very good with theory. I can go through a note, I can bridge through a note, and I remember everything.
Effortless, yeah.
So I was already used to that. So when I came to Nazarene to do the computer part of it, so the theory, excelling like it was easy. Yeah. Then we got to practicals. That took me by surprise for a minute. Yeah. It took me. I had to now practice with very intelligent IT guys in my class. Yes. So they had to put me now. I had to go through. It's like I was going through primary school again. Of learning how to do now the practical bit of everything. Because when it comes to theory, you can't beat me in theory. But practical, I suffered a bit. But after a year or two of practicing, learning how to code and everything, I got the hang of it. Yeah. Where I finished uni. So once in a while I do projects. I handle like websites, back end, front end, and the likes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, IT is a very nice, I mean, it came, just when technology was becoming a thing. True. Now parents were starting to be like, okay, can you learn about this? Because I feel like it came in a wave. I have a childhood friend who also did IT in the same university. So I see what he does today, and I'm like, wow. That's where the money is. Yeah, and it produces very bright students. True. But IT and Africa Nazarene University, they've done a good job. Yeah, great. So right now you're doing what? Consultation and managing websites. Yes. What else are you pursuing? I know you're trying to pursue a little. Yeah, this is for someone who might be interested. Yeah. Right now, what I'm doing right now, I'm doing my master's right now in business administration. Nice. I'm in my second year right now. Amazing. Yes. Well done. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing academically. Yeah. But apart from that, then the comedy I broke into Churchill in 2019. Wow. Yeah. Again, now I feel like this is a whole different story on its own. Yeah, we were talking about Henry. Yes. Now I'm sure this is where now Oga Bachelor came in. Hiya, where does this start? And at any point, at any moment, we might go on a break. But please, where does it start? Now the whole Oga Bachelor thing came in because everybody calls when I won Mr. Nazarene. I think Kenyans call every Nigerian Oga. Oh yes. So once they see you, like most people don't know my name. Yeah, they call you Oga. Oga is what they call me in school. Yeah. So even when they see my official names, they're like, oh, Oga is not your name. So Oga came from Kenyans. Yeah. Like everybody calling me Oga in school because I'm Nigerian. Yeah. Then the whole Bachelor Oh, bachelor thing.
They're listening.
Bachelor now came from in layman terms. In layman,
yeah.
Let me place it on a technical bit.
Okay.
Bachelor means because bachelor means you're not engaged. It's a single person who is not engaged to anybody, right? Person, so now let's bring it now to the art side.
Yeah.
Somebody who is not engaged to a particular art.
Oh.
I am everywhere. Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That is brilliant because
yeah.
it makes up your entire personality.
Yes.
Like, hey, I'm not tied down anywhere.
Yes.
And I'm good at pretty much everything.
Yes.
Because, I mean, here you are. Even your own personality, like earlier you were saying, even the clothes on your back were not yours. But guess what? It's never about the clothes. It's the one who wears. And you're able to carry that and penetrate through places and, you know, just be yourself and excel at it. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I feel compelled. It's the same thing. Like I did the same thing. I went in to do law, but then I had this entire side gigs. I was even able to travel and enter rooms that I don't think I would have entered.
Yeah, if it was law.
If it was just law.
Yeah.
To date.
I know.
And still, I still found myself in the creative industry, and now I'm here. I'm creating content for corporates. I've walked into places and I'm like, okay, this is really happening, but because of my talent. But then what I pick from you as Henry is that you have this very lovable personality. Basically, when you enter a room, it brightens up. So that is really incredible. And the fact that you're also really humble. I don't know you very well, but from what I've picked, you are quite humble. And I love how you have a story behind who is this bachelor. Basically could be that bachelor or the other bachelor that you've explained. But I really want to know for real, because let me tell you, I don't want people to ask me questions or tell me I didn't ask something. So what if we take a short water break?
That's fine.
And then we come back to learn more on who.
No problem.
If Henry is really a bachelor.
Hey!
Wow. All right, guys. I'm sure you're also waiting just as I am. It's really refreshing to see a young person who's decided not to be tied down by anything. At the same time, he's good at a lot of things. We're with Henry, or Oga Bachelor, and we are talking to him about how you can handle different things, and you can be anything at any one point. There are no rules. And we'll be right back with the rest of the interview.